Like, I have a really long history with my ex. He's in like the meth community.
So I can't answer. Yeah, I can't answer any questions after that. I mean, are you stating that you still want to speak with us? I mean.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm just telling you a few things after the fact.
Officers circle back to their main concerns, now mentioning her son Eli to try to confirm if the body is her son's.
Do you have any kids?
I have a son.
You have a son? How old's your son?
6.
6 years old?
Yeah.
What's your son's name?
Eli?
Does Eli live with you?
He does, but he was with my boyfriend.
Where was Eli today? Because, I mean, you know, we were at your apartment earlier.
He's with my boyfriend.
Who's your boyfriend?
Rob.
Rob? Okay.
As the questions begin to heat up, Julissa loses patience and seems restless to leave.
Can I just go home and check on my baby and check on my house and everything?
Well, I thought you said Eli was with Rob.
Yeah, I need to go home. I need to find my phone. You guys took my car that had my phone. It had my money.
Right now, I know that there's nobody at your house. I know that.
Would I be able to go home? Can you release me?
I need to paint this picture.
Okay, so maybe you can ask me questions, but I don't want to be under arrest. I didn't do anything.
As Julissa slowly realizes she's not getting out of custody without giving the detectives some answers, she opens up with some new and shocking revelations.
Okay, well, can I tell you guys something off the record then?
Yeah,
I have every right to tell you guys something off the record.
Everything's on the record. So
okay, well,
you can say off the record.
I'm kind of angry right now because my ex involved me in some pretty horrible stuff.
Now, keep in mind, she's going to blame a lot on her ex. And I'm not going to spoil it, but the ex gets really the short end of the stick, but ends up getting vindication in the end.
And I have like multiple restraining orders against him, and you guys can even tell every threat in the restraining order. There's bomb threats, gun threats, shotgun threats, murder threats, and so I can prove that he's like capable of doing that in those restraining orders. He violated the order of protection. Actually, I think I was just here like 2 weeks ago because my house was broken into 2 weeks ago. And then occasionally, because when I first got that order of protection, he was a meth dealer, and I snitched on him because I wanted to leave. I wanted me and my baby to be safe. And so I snitched on him, and the police did a complete raid of the house. They arrested a few of his friends, went to the higher-up meth dealers, and started arresting them. And then I got really scared because then they found out I snitched.
Spoiler alert, the ex isn't a meth dealer. She's spinning another yarn.
And it's been really bad for me ever since. I get harassed everywhere I go. Like if I go to the cities, they harass me there. If I'm ever around like the meth community, they know my face, they know my name. And Tori has like a really, really long history of becoming a really, really like big friend group of like meth smokers. And all of them are really, really possessive over my child. And I've tried to protect my child from Tori and everything he does, because there's like drugs and he steals stuff, and all these big meth dealers like know who he is. And occasionally here and there they reach out to me in the community and they'll be like, hey, they'll say something super threatening. I'm just sitting there scared, like, oh, great.
Julissa mentions her ex-husband, Eli Hart, who's also Eli's biological father, as an abusive figure in her and her son's lives. Evidently, Julissa and Tori were in a long-running custody battle for Eli, who was reunited with Julissa just 10 days before his murder.
Caught that right. They gave Eli back to her just 10 days before all of this happened. And yet here she is talking about how her ex is this brutal psychopath.
While Julissa tries to highlight Tori during the interrogation, the detectives are more interested in the events after midnight. When Julissa's pressed to explain the same, she reveals an absolutely unexpected detail for the detectives.
I was assaulted last night.
What time?
It would be like midnight. I was around the area just looking for grocery stores, and some of my baby daddy's meth community guys reached out to me. I stepped out of the car, started smoking a cigarette with them, and then they got really, really mad at me.
Where did this happen?
Over by like Minneapolis. And then they got really, really mad at me. And they said that Tori's been my baby daddy. They said he's been really, really mad. I said, well, I'm sorry, it's not my fault. I don't know you guys anymore. I don't associate with you guys anymore. If you can please just leave us alone. We actually had court for a domestic violence restraining order like 2 days ago, which I tried to get my son added to, and they denied it. And then they were threatening me, and then they pushed me up against the car and assaulted me. So then I got in my car, and the rest I need a lawyer for.
Julissa claims she's been assaulted by meth heads sent by Tori, seemingly to shift suspicions to him. She says this is something Tori habitually does. But when detectives ask her where exactly she was assaulted, Julissa fails miserably. And shortly after, she surprises the detectives with another addition to her story.
When we stopped you had like that one flat tire. Was that something that was related to the assault?
Yeah, they were the people who stabbed a hole in my tree.
How long did the assault take place?
A few minutes.
And did you get, how did it come to an end?
I guess he was done.
He was done assaulting you?
Yeah.
Were you badly hurt?
I mean, yeah. I mean, he was a clown, but it was fine.
So it was a
Out of nowhere, Julissa suddenly claims she's become a sexual victim and again tries to frame Tori for all the wrongdoings of the morning. Still, Julissa fails to explain how a child's dead body ended up in her car. Detectives go along with her story and see whether anything she says can start making sense.
I think we should cover your assault a little bit more. If there's
I held a gun to my head.
there's a gun now?
Okay. Now.
You hadn't mentioned the gun before. You said that there was a knife involved. You said
If
there
I
was
was
a
just
knife
gonna
involved.
sit there, I would have ran.
How that connects to today, and how this morning I had a conversation with Julissa on the street after a simple traffic stop, and how we got to
Well,
here
I mean,
right
you
now.
guys should have known, right?
What Julissa says next is enough to leave even the detectives speechless.
You guys stopped me on the side of the street. I'm babbling, all scared, like I had just been. You guys didn't even notice. And you asked me why my window's broken and there's a rim missing off my tire, and you guys didn't even bother to ask me if I was okay.
Shit, we did. That's the first thing that Officer Bush asked you. He asked you if everything was okay right now. He talked to you for 4 or 5
Well, I
minutes.
think a
after
good
you-
officer would be able to look at somebody in the eye and tell, like, are they really okay, or are they just telling you they're okay?
We're at 10 o'clock, you stopped, the assault happened, that's when the occurred and the gun was pulled to your head, and I haven't heard one little thing about a little boy in any of this.
Julissa doesn't reveal a word about the dead body in her car and keeps framing Tori for her assault. It's now time for the detectives to reveal some pretty hard evidence they have against Julissa. But what she doesn't know is that officers have reviewed CCTV footage from the night before the discovery, which shows Julissa at 11:22 p.m. walking out of the garage with her son Eli, then placing him gently in the back seat of her car. This
Notice there's a tire on the car too there.
is the last time anyone saw the 6-year-old boy alive. Investigators are loaded with evidence in the interrogation room, and they move on to confront Julissa.
We have a really good idea of who that little boy is in the trunk, and you do too. We know things. And we wanted to come in here and at least give you, the opportunity to be honest, to help yourself, and you couldn't do it.
I just tried to be honest with you guys. I told you exactly who it
Julissa,
was and why
we
I've
wanted
done
to
covering
give
for
you,
them.
we wanted to give you this opportunity. Julissa, we spent all day gathering evidence, both video, surveillance from every business in the area.
Okay, maybe a
we-
fingerprint on the car.
We
then?
spent the whole day with forensics. We've analyzed things. There's things that we know, like you were at the Shell gas station. We know that. We know what you did there. We know that because we have video. We know that because evidence was collected. So this is your time.
It's this person with blood and tissue matter, and more blood and more tissue matter, and mud and water.
What do you mean blood and tissue matter?
Julissa, this is your time to talk.
What does that mean, blood and tissue matter?
I think you have an idea what it means. This is your opportunity to be honest with us.
I was just honest with you, and you're
I
not
understand.
listening to anything
Like
I'm
I
saying.
said-
I just gave you the information of these people who are harassing me.
So
I have four.
a generic
okay,
person
listen,
in the meth community, that's what I'm supposed to go on? I'm supposed to help this little dead
in the
child,
meth community.
this dead child in a trunk?
Your son that has body parts, skull, brains of your son in the back seat. The back window shot out, and your son is dead in the trunk.
How do you know?
You tell me what that looks like.
In another dumpster, there's pieces of it. A backpack with his name on it.
So cut the crap.
With surveillance video. Multiple witnesses that see you.
What witnesses?
You notice, I mean, they have mentioned that her son was decapitated and dead, and not once has she started crying or becoming emotionally despondent, but she just continues to spin this yarn.
Julissa had also claimed earlier in the interview that she'd left her apartment alone at 10 p.m., but here too, she gets confronted by the detectives with clear evidence.
Are we still talking about? Are you still talking?
She's just
You
talking.
just stopped talking to me. You keep me lying about the rape.
Well, Julissa, you have in mind because you said that you left by yourself, and we have you leaving your apartment with your son at 11:23 p.m.
I'm aware.
Where's your son now?
I'm not sure.
Detectives have heard enough from Julissa and are ready to wrap up the interrogation. On May 21st, 2022, detectives are finally ready to arrest Julissa for murder.
You're here and arrested, and will be both in charge with murder.
What?
You were the last person to be seen with your son.
That's not true. I just told you I was.
You have blood splatter that we collected from your hair, your body.
I just told you I was.
Body parts all of your car.
Are you listening to me? I just told you I was.
He was found in the trunk of your car, along with the weapon that is forensically examined, and is probably going to have some evidence that may connect you. You're here. You're charged with murder, and you're going to be booked at the Hennepin County Jail.
Detectives next sit with Julissa's boyfriend, Rob, who was seen with her in the CCTV leaving the apartment.
It's him wrapped up. Dead.
So what do you think?
I think they killed him.
Why do you think that?
I don't know. But I know it wasn't me. I was sleeping all night. I put everything in a lot of ice ups all
No,
night.
you just said you think she killed him.
But I don't know why. I don't know what for. What was the motive? What's this? What's that? What's it gonna cause? What's it gonna prove? What? I don't know. Can't think of it in my head.
But then Rob mentioned something that could prove to be the missing link, the motive behind Eli's murder.
Unless there was insurance policy money, guarantee there was.
You guarantee there was?
There could have been, yeah. I didn't think that.
Detectives still think Rob's involved in the murder, but he refuses to agree.
No, it wasn't me. I was sleeping all night that night. If I went out to bed, it doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense in my head right now. I'm thinking. I went to bed, she was arguing with him, and then that's about it. I don't know nothing else after that.
However, Rob does end up revealing another piece of information that may be crucial in proving Eli's murder.
She killed him. I know she did.
How do you know it?
I just know she did. I know for a fact she did.
How?
I know for a fact she did.
How?
Because I just do.
Because what?
I just do. I just know.
You can't, that's not
She's the only person that had it done. The only person.
You can't say I know for a fact.
She's the only one that had access to that gun, not me. I didn't know where it was. She put it away in storage or something, she said she did. And supposedly the same night that he dies. That's pretty f***ed up. You think so?
When you guys would get done shooting, she would put the gun away somewhere that you didn't know.
Yeah.
It wouldn't stay in the car.
No.
It would come into the apartment,
Yeah.
and then she put it somewhere in the apartment.
I don't know where.
No. I'm just saying, we know that you didn't leave Thursday
Let me tell you
night.
something.
Detectives next make a smart move to determine Rob's level of involvement by implying to him that Julissa has confessed to the crime.
She's kind of pointing the fingers at other people. How can you help yourself? How can you help yourself? How can you prove?
I see my phone. I can do something.
How can you prove that when she says, we planned this, he knows all about
I
it?
don't know what you're talking about. What is the plan of what?
How can you help yourself get out of that?
Rob, when we, in anything that
I'm confused, man. I don't get this shit.
in anything that we deal with, when somebody tells us one thing, what do? We investigate it.
What plan? What are you talking about?
Rob doesn't back down from his story, convincing detectives of his innocence despite being close to the crime. In the autopsy report, it's confirmed that the dead body is that of Eli Hart. He was shot around 9 times, likely while he was helplessly strapped in the car. Authorities also learned that Eli was prelingually deaf. Julissa's nonchalant demeanor toward murdering her own son is disturbing beyond limits. Detectives sit with her one more time to confront her with the crime she's committed.
That little boyfriend? Yep. That's Eli.
It's Eli.
Did you confirm it?
Now she's going to turn on the waterworks. All this time later. And now she's finally coming to.
It's Eli in the trunk of your car.
He's such a good person. You confirmed it? Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Even while acting to show remorse, Julissa's already preparing another excuse to distance herself from the crime.
I don't want him to be involved at all in whatever they're doing, but you confirmed it's 100% my baby boy? I'm not getting an answer from you, yes or no. It's kind of important.
Yeah, that's Eli.
So yes? What is that?
You tell me.
I don't know. You tell me.
That's Eli's booster seat. From your car.
Did you find the people who did this? Was there DNA on me? You used to call them, but I know that there's other ways of finding out.
We're here talking about your dead son.
And I'm here telling you who did it. But I didn't know he was dead. You're telling me my baby boy is dead?
Detectives confront Julissa once again with photo evidence, followed by her desperate effort to act like a concerned mother.
This dumpster is where we recovered a lot of his head, brain, tissue. This is the same dumpster that we have witnesses that saw this car with no tire and a broken up window, describing you dumping all this stuff in.
Do you have any witnesses of the rape?
Investigate Eli's death for him. We're here to get answers for him.
He
Because we think
is the most important person in the world.
because we think he deserves it.
He deserves everything. He's not actually. Like, how do you know?
You know he is.
How do you know? You're making assumptions. How do you know that I know? I really need a lawyer, but I want you to know that this baby boy is the most important person in the world to me. I would never hurt him. I would never do anything to him. I protect him. You have to believe me. This is my baby boy.
So we have scenes all around town where you were seen dumping parts of Eli in
What
garbage
do you
cans,
mean?
in garbage cans,
I would never do that.
dumpsters.
Witnesses saw you take this and throw it into a dumpster.
I would never do that.
While detectives don't get any confession from Julissa, they're sure from her cell records that Julissa drove her son to Lake Minnetonka Park, where she ruthlessly shot Eli 9 times while he was strapped in his child safety seat. Eli's murder shakes the community, But the investigation that follows regarding Eli's earlier childhood leaves everybody speechless when proof implies that the little boy's death could have been prevented by Child Protection Services. Dakota County Social Services had received numerous warnings about Julissa being a serious drug addict whose substance abuse also led Eli to Townes-Brock syndrome by birth, resulting in hearing loss. Detectives also learned that Julissa bought a shotgun and bullets on May 17, 2022, 3 days before Eli's murder. Furthermore, disturbing findings come to light from Julissa's internet search history, which are enough to paint a picture of what was going on in her mind prior to the murder. On February 8, 2023, the jury deliberated for less than 2 hours. They returned a guilty verdict on Julissa, convicting her of first-degree murder. On February 16, 2023, Julissa Thaler is sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. After the sentencing, Julissa speaks up for the first time in the courtroom before the trial ends.
Yes, I would like to say something.
Go ahead.
I'm innocent. You all, you're garbage.
Eli's father, Tory Hart, settled a payment of more than $2 million after filing a wrongful death lawsuit against Dakota County. The case still sparks dispute on the child protection system, completely overlooking the early warning signs with Julissa Thaler, and many believe that Eli's death was preventable.
Now, there's so much to unpack with this case. The obvious thing is she is clearly a sociopath who egotistical. I'm not a psychologist, so I don't know all the terminology, but she clearly only cared about herself. How easily she can lie and manipulate. It's probably how she had spent the lion part of her life. Whether she learned that from adults that raised her or just something that she did throughout her life. But I don't know. Clearly, like I said, you didn't see the waterworks until that last interrogation. Even in the first interrogation, when they were talking to her and talking about how they found a decapitated body in the back of her car, and there was all this blood and everything and brain matter all over the car. She didn't seem to even pause or be upset. And when they brought up her son at that time, she didn't start crying when they said that it possibly could be him. She just kept trying to cover her tracks with excuses. And I am glad that the ex got a little bit of vindication, because it sure sounds like that she ran him through the coals with Child Protective Services, so much so that he lost his son because of it, literally. And they did end up compensating them for the screw up, and hopefully this would make things a little bit easier for them to investigate going forward. But as far as Julissa, that's one cold person right there, because to be able to lie that easy, specifically after something like that happened, that takes a different kind of brain right there. But hey, maybe you have thoughts about this case that I didn't notice or didn't talk about. If you do, let me know in the comments wherever it is you watched or listened to this podcast. And as always, I don't have a closer for this, so let's just have a quick moment of silence for poor little Eli.